just like this.
Hello, friend. Make yourself at home.
From His Dark Materials, part Patronus,
Matt
part
Damon.
like pulled out of your soul, like a part almost like Horcrux. Like you pull out a little piece
Part
of your
whore.
soul, and it is personified into an animal because it can't have your shape because you already have your shape. Your
Hello,
shape is
everybody.
taken.
I'm Hobble Dragon, and this is Wonders and
and,
Brigands, and we are playing some D&D tonight.
You
Hopefully,
like it. There should
everybody
be
sounds
some
well.
sort of
Everybody's
like
good and loud
minor
and blah,
spirit
blah, blah.
quest trial system to acquire them, and like what form they take
Hope you
should
guys
be
are
a
doing
little
well
bit
today.
random. And
Tonight, this
you
time
know,
zone
unless
upon
there's
which
something
you
someone
find
really
yourself.
wants for like some specific story reason, then just let them have it. But whatever. You know, it turns into a storytelling thing where you get to
They're
do
explaining
like,
a
you know, the
fight
tests
system?
and trials and
Something
the
system?
whole thing. And then it should have some sort of power level approximately
trying to
equivalent to
teach?
like
Hey, Leah.
an uncommon
Yes,
magic
familiars.
item,
There we go. Familiar
or
system.
maybe like a strong uncommon magic item.
Strong.
Like, you know,
I beat
if
him
you
with
have
a +1 parrot.
let's say you have an armadillo familiar, you get +1 to AC, right?
Oh.
Like something like that. That's like related to what animal it is.
See, my
And,
immediate
like-
thought is, toucan. In a pinch, you could like have it transform into a dagger or something. I don't
All
know.
right, that's
It's
a
just
very
a-
steak way to
It's
go with that.
I mean, the beak is blade shaped to a degree.
Something like for a parrot, I would want to give you like some sort of weird language ability or proficiency.
Jeff's would
Yeah.
just be
Something
+1 to
like that.
sass.
Yeah. We will
Or
talk
some
more in
sort of
detail.
charisma bonus of some kind. Like, but Anyway, that's the couple-minute version.
Yeah, we'll talk more in depth. I just, I know you came up with a system and I brought it up, so I wanted to ask.
Yeah, you know me. I
Yeah,
make
'cause I think they're
over-involved
trying to
systems
beef
for
up,
things that don't need it.
Perfectus is familiar. The captain's familiar because
Also, pants.
hi, Callie.
Tiny yellow pants.
Because out of the two of us, mine seems to have far more versatility. Even though Perfectus is the biggest distraction, which is great, and mine is just there to throw depression at people.
Yes. But yeah, like
Good.
For the host, Jules.
like I said too, if we just want to keep with how it's been for the campaign and say that it gets to go first so it can be my sneak attack until it dies painfully every battle, then we could do that too. But I don't know, we could think about it.
Yeah, it was just a thought because I figure at a level's a good time. Also, let's be honest, your familiar is probably not too thrilled with you right now. So
Probably not. Probably.
That's the thing, right? Like, at some point, this spirit that you keep summoning from some other realm is like, actually, fuck you. And then you end up doing the familiar system with the tests and trials, and you have to like pull your familiar from within your own spirit because you can't get another all the other spirits know like, actually, fuck this guy.
what do you want?
Hi, Callie.
The door is open. You have food. The water is in
Because
the
I remember
kitchen.
that. I remember that with. And I'm sorry, I don't want to take up too much more time with this because I know you got a short night stake. But I remember that being a thing with Longs where it was like, okay, well, if it dies, you lose HP.
Mhm.
Like, you lose max HP.
You
'cause
are
it died.
not the hardiest person to begin with, though. So
Yeah.
I like that max HP thing. I think might be a little harsh. Steak was talking about it, and I'm like, instead of losing max HP, taking damage might be a good enough
Leah, is your
deterrent?
icon teeth?
Especially
Right?
since it'll happen in
or
combat.
like
canine
your max
Yeah.
HP's lower,
teeth.
so you resummon it, kind of a thing, maybe.
You could also apply levels
That-
of exhaustion.
Yeah,
That'd also be a
there's a
thing
couple
you could do.
options. I wanted to bring something up because
Yes, on roll
It's-
20.
There's
Max
an obvious-
HP is a really big penalty, right? Like that
Yep.
might be going too hard, but I feel like there should be some, like you should feel
It
the
reminds
loss,
me
right? Because
of,
it's a
I
part
don't
of
know
you.
if you've seen the movie Attack
Although, like,
the
I
Block,
totally
things-
name it.
where these aliens
I
come
would
down
just get
from
10 hit points and then burn my
space, basically. But the only thing...
burn my familiar, and then I don't know.
Their fur is so black.
Well, that's
It,
what I
like,
was
kinda,
kind of
like,
thinking.
absorbs
Is,
light.
it's one of
And
the
unless you
abilities
just
that
have,
some
like, the
monsters
brightest
have is
spotlight
when they drain
on
HP,
them, you can't
lose
see them,
your
except for their
max HP
teeth,
until you take
which
a
when
rest.
they open their mouth, it
So
glows
maybe it's
like
one
a
of those things. So for the entire
neon
rest of the
bluish
day,
color.
if your familiar
So
gets
you'll
killed
be
in the
down an
first
alley just fine, and
combat
suddenly one will
encounter,
like
and you
snarl
have
at you,
to
and you
keep going
just
through some kind of
teeth,
dungeon crawl, then
big huge teeth
oh no,
at the end of the
you
of
now
the
don't
alley.
have your max HP.
It's got John
it was a
Bodega
thought.
in it.
Obviously,
It's like one of
we have
his-
time to talk this over.
His like
But I
Are
just
we
wanted-
streaming yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
we have been for like
Yes.
10 minutes.
oh yeah
Okay.
I
making
just
sure.
wanted to bring it up.
is
'cause
like one of his
you know.
starting roles and things like that.
DM mind is yes, this feels out of balance, must fix, not sure how. So
It's a really good movie.
Anyway,
I
last
like
the
it.
group
It's a
left
nice
off,
sci-fi
you guys were set
slight
off
horror
from
movie.
Saltmarsh, going to Yelena's homelands to hopefully
What was that accent on
meets
Homeland?
their family and restore their internal rage. On the way, you guys encountered spooky ghost fog.
Right, we're going to the Gary Oldman Isles because apparently that's where I'm from.
Yeah, I forgot that actually for a second.
Never forget.
Yeah, as
I really
In
hope
the-
there's a Commissioner Gordon here.
in the spooky ghost fog, you guys met a bunch of specters, one of which struck down one of your crewmates and seemingly transformed him into this large, ribbony mass of pain and suffering and death.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a thing we're
Edward.
gonna have to deal with.
That is a thing.
That's why you
Anyway.
don't die by nipple twister, kids.
Seems like there's a lot of reasons not to die by that, but
as you guys manage to bring your crewmate back from the brink of death, well, actually, not even the brink of death, he was dead for a solid 45 seconds. As you brought him back, you guys managed to get a daylight spell cast on your mast, which seemed to drive any remaining specters away until you suddenly ran into an island, quite literally. That seemed to be the summoning place for this fog.
it was a tactical ram.
Upon going ashore and dealing with the apparent ritual that of some random people that ended up being some form of monstrosity, you guys cleaned up the process and were going to wait for the fog to clear and then head out the next morning, I believe was the plan, right? Take a nap.
Yeah,
relax.
just once the fog was cleared, we needed to get going.
You guys would awaken the next morning back on your ship. So let me go ahead and put you back on your ship. With the fog gone. So let me go ahead and remove the auras of visibility.
Okay, yeah, I picked all my spells. Put my spell back.
So your PC.
What did I pick?
PC.
Banish a bitch.
Got banished. That's fucking great.
Be gone, thought.
That is exactly what I'm going to say every time I use it. Thank you, Perfectus.
So yeah, as you guys awaken the next morning, skies are clear. You can see the sun above, and you can see the coastline. And out, you can also look over to the other side of your boat and just see the water meet the horizon. Your crew starts to shuffle awake and begin their daily routines. You
Every day they're shuffling.
set off back onto your predetermined route. So,
Oh, I remember what I picked.
all right. So let's go to travel map. Yeah. So you guys lost a day's travel here. So you still have 3 days of travel ahead of you. So, unless you guys have any other plans, I'm, just going to go ahead and roll for things that happen on the rest of the trip.
Yep. I am going to ask both Quinn and the other officers to keep an eye on Edward, like just in case he's acting out of character, other than the out of character amount that you would expect for someone who died and came back.
Isn't he still comatose?
Last you guys checked.
Left the boat.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, as you guys are getting ready to set off, you would see him about 2 or 3 hours after you guys set off stumble to the upper deck, kind of holding his head like a headache. It almost kind of looks like he's in a bad hangover, but
I know the truth.
He was dead. I mean,
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, just kind of see him come up to the deck, kind of block the sun. Just, what happened?
You caught a spot of the death, and we brought you back. You're welcome.
you got better.
Just kind of a moment of just kind of like analyzing what you just said. It's like,
Yeah, right. Remember all the ghosty things that were on the ship? One of them, reached into you and did something that made you drop. But we got you back up. You're welcome.
it's kind of
Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, slow nod. I'm gonna go back below deck for a little bit. And he just kind of wanders back below deck.
Hobble wants to say this. He definitely stopped, dropped, and rolled into death. And now I'm done.
I want to go after a few minutes later. After give the boy some time to collect himself, I want to go check on him.
All right. So yeah, you give him some time. You go below deck. Still just kind of acting like he has a really bad hangover, but you know, all things given, he just like, yeah. From without approaching him, he seems all right, all things considered.
I think I want to make him tea and toast.
Okay.
And
you bring
just-
him a very
just be. I understand being dead is hard work, and waking up from being dead also not fun. Sip slowly, eat gently. Hopefully, you will feel better tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's
That
hard.
Do you remember what happened?
well, I thought it was a bad nightmare of fog summoning ghosts, and then it went black, and there was like string or something, and then I woke up with a headache. But Merrick said
You-
that wasn't a dream, so
That was not. It was not dream. But you were very dead, and Cell brought you back from death. He had to run back and forth across boat and quickly heal Ferrum as well, because Ferrum was near to death, and then sprint back across ship to get to you before it had been too long. After we had killed you second time because you were stuck in some sort of nasty monster thing. I want you to know I don't hold any hard feelings. I did do some quite mighty chopping. And I don't hold anything against you, Edward. You are a good boy. And I just, I hope you understand.
he's kind of nodding along. When you mention the thing he was in, you hear him kind of say something under his breath, but can't quite catch it. But he just continues like,
What?
"Thank you." Yeah.
What you say? What?
Did I hear it from the upper deck? I'm kidding.
You're good, but you're not that good.
I'm
What?
kidding.
What did you say? When? when-
I'm evil now. Watch out.
No. Hey, pup. It's what it said, I think. There was a lot. I'm sorry. I think that was
It's
just more
okay.
of a dream.
If you remember anything that happened while you were inside thing, you should tell me about it, because if we do not know what is going on, we cannot help you. We like I said, you're a good boy, Edward. You've gotten mixed up in things with bad people and things with good people, but I know you are a good boy. I just want to make sure that you are okay. That I hear that dying is very traumatic.
Couple of nods and just kind of takes a bite of the toast. If I remember anything, I'll mention it.
Thank you. Do you need anything else, or just more sleep?
I don't know, but the upper deck is very bright right now.
That is fair. I clap him on the shoulder and leave him to his breakfast.
Okay. If there are no other intentions, the remainder of the day is quiet, and you make some decent time.
Is Elise on duty?
Yes, but she's not nearly as dutiful as usual. Like she's doing her shifts and doing her job, but she's definitely distracted.
Can I do the grandma check-in on her too?
You may do the grandma check-in on whoever you like to do the grandma check-in on.
Alright.
Yes, Elena. What can I do for you?
Well, it's not so much what I need from you as to see what you need. I've seen you staring off into space today in way that is not typical for you, and I am a little bit worried about you. I know everything that happened with your brother has to be weighing on your mind. Is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Mm-hmm. Give me a persuasion check, just cause. It'll be fun. Sure. Roll your new dice.
You have to use the new ones. You cannot use the old ones for this check. The DM commands it.
I rolled an 18, and my persuasion is +0.
Okay.
Solid inaugural roll.
Yeah. So you
No dice jail for the new dice.
yeah. So you kind of go over to her, and she kind of takes a moment. Yesterday was a lot. Just in general.
Of course.
I promised family I'd, do my best to keep him alright. I'd say older sibling and everything, but it was a couple of minutes, but it's enough.
That is fair. I understand what is like to have family to take care of. You have, well, I'm not sure if you have seen the way that I tend to react when anybody goes after my grandson. I imagine it's not too much different with brother. But if you need to talk to someone about what you're thinking, or what is going on in head, so that you can stay focused on work, or can keep mind healthy, let me know. I am Tyrion's grandmother, but also sort of think of whole boat as full of my grandchildren.
Thank you. If I need to talk, I will certainly come over. It's just a lot on the mind right now.
Of course. Would you like extra time off your shift tomorrow? I can cover your shift for you.
You don't have to. The work gives me something else to do while I think.
That's fair. I just toddle off in my Grandma Yoda situation after that. Just
Yep. Okay. But yeah.
Real grandma hours. It's fine.
Yeah, that is distance-wise day 3 of your travel. We're now on to day 4 of your travel. Too much crap to roll for with boats.
Roll your boat. See how far we go.
Your 4th day of travel is also quiet, uneventful. The crew seems a little tense, just given the last several days. It's a lot. Yeah.
In the high quality supplies that we have on board, is there any extra nice, like rum or ale or anything available? Or are those not things that we have stocked?
I will roll the dice for this.
Okay.
Even or odd?
Odd.
Unfortunately, it looks like when you got your last set of supplies, they were out of the good rum.
Alright. Noticing that the crew seems stressed out, I go to the captain and Ryba during the day. And Ryba, captain, I think crew is a little bit stressed. Do you have any ideas how, other than just giving them more money, how we can make things a little bit easier for them, help them feel a little bit better about ship?
Well, it's a paid position generally. Most people are doing this for money, so the only thing I really think of when I think, well, what would they want as compensation for the extra stress that they're under is probably more money.
We could
I
give
don't,
bonus. I suppose this might help.
Right. I think what would really help though is you see, there's not a lot that we can do presently to cheer people up because there's still work that needs to be done and all, and but I think once we get into a port, maybe we'll do the bonus, make sure people get enough time to relax before we go off on some other excursion, at least on the boat. I understand once we land in your home, we'll probably be doing our own thing for a while. That's a good opportunity to let them recoup. But do you have any ideas, Ryba, with your extensive knowledge of the sea?
Not the
Ryba has knowledge less of boat, but more of people. Some. Well, people like Ryba. Whether Ryba understands people. But people like him.
I kind of a fun idea for a spell. It's gonna go bad.
I'm immediately concerned but intrigued.
There's a spell, Hallucinatory Terrain, which I just got. I can make the boat look like a different place for a bit. It can still have all the boat-like features, but it can maybe remind them of home. I don't know. It's just my first gut kind of thing to try to do.
We could decorate boat with holiday decorations.
We could decorate the boat with a 4th level spell.
That's true. Well, if you can make the boat look like something else, I guess as long as we have someone else helming the ship, we could maybe recreate a little bit of the carnival or the festival that went through Saltmarsh. We could have a dunk tank for the officers.
Hallucinatory dunk tank. Okay, got it.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Dunk tank could be real. We could
get.
Well,
we could.
If one being dunked is me, it does not even have to be very big.
Right. We could get a decently sized barrel. None of us are very large, and it doesn't have to be a mechanism where you hit the target and it releases the platform. It could be more of an honor system. If you hit the target, officer jumps in. We gotta do what we can with what's on the boat. I don't have a fucking contraption readied up for people being sad.
We could talk to Visbolt about this.
We could. But we could also just give them more money.
This is true. I just it is not pressing concern, but was thing I noticed, and with Edward becoming that of the dead word and us being I wonder if crew will be thinking to themselves, well, officers very high and mighty, they go on off boat excursion, don't care if ghosts come on boat and kill us and they're gone and not caring, and I doubt that they would think this, but lately I feel worried, and normally when I feel worried I just feel angry and I work it out with some wooden dummy and extra chopping, but lately I don't want to. I just feel stressed.
You almost died by a tsunami with us clearing out this fucking fog. so it wouldn't attack our crew anymore.
I feel
I
sad.
understand. I understand your concern for the crew, and to that point, to present the officers as not so high and mighty, the dunk tank may work for that. You know, we are humbling ourselves in front of the crew to try to raise spirits, not like ghost spirits, but the overall morale of the crew, of course. We've got a couple more days to go until we get there, so, you know, maybe that last day, if we're still making good time, we can go ahead and have a mini carnival on a boat. Right, but no cows.
No promise.
I think cow might be fun.
So
I would like to cast bovine intervention.
I was reading through Hallucinatory Terrain. It only works on train. It shouldn't work on the boat. But this is fun.
I'd be honest, I was reading the description while you guys were going over that. And just because it'll be funny, I'm thinking of letting it slide.
Okay.
Because technically, it's not terrain, but the ocean kind of is.
Mhm.
So,
Well, could
I'm looking
decorate
through a
ocean.
it's a magical loophole here, technically, more than anything. But I'll let it slide. Because it's not like you're really going to be able to use that maliciously of, oh yeah, you can cast this on a boat.
I wouldn't say that. But I won't use it maliciously.
Yeah. You can also, being the DM, just say, it works on the boat in this instance, and never works on a boat again.
Yep, I'd be fine with that.
Case by case, how about that?
I
Yeah.
can definitely use it to sink a ship. Don't try me, son.
I turned their boat into a sand pile.
Right now.
It's like I turned their boat into a desert.
Well, I can
Okay.
usually turn an island into open water. It's still real land.
Oh yeah, it's just hallucinatory. It's not actually.
Yeah, it's not real. It's yeah.
still the thing.
Yep. Anyways,
Regardless, yeah.
we'll do that for fun.
If you wanna use this spell to make a carnival, you can.
Awesome.
What is that spell's duration? It lasts for
24 hours.
24 hours. Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's a great spell.
Yep.
Man, 4th level magic. Something
And
else.
it's 150 feet, so it should cover most of the boat.
Well, your boat's only 90 feet long.
Oh, so it should cover over.
It covers
It's
all of it.
Yeah, it's a 150-foot cube.
Yeah,
That
your
is-
boat's 90 by 30. So
Yeah. Fuck, there's some fireworks in there too. Hell yeah.
Both.
all right. So that
What,
conversation takes place on day 4.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, Ryba, what's your DC?
I mean, they could choose to believe it. I think it's a 15. Let me double check. It is a 15.
Okay. I was just wondering for Merrick's benefit.
Okay.
Nothing's changed.
Merrick's
What do you mean
passive
nothing's changed?
investigation is the 24, so
Everything's different.
Investigate it.
right. It's a very festive boat.
How's your
You still
acting?
see hallucination, by the way. It's like superimposed. You just know it's not real.
Gotta believe, Captain.
So yeah, that
I want-
is.
I want Tyrion to make a contraption. I want to ask him to.
What is this contraption?
Do you remember when we were in Salt Marsh and there was a festival and there was large barrel of water, which could dump man into tank when someone hit it with wooden ball.
Yeah, didn't we dunk a? Wait, I don't remember
What if
you
you
were
stood
there.
invisible next to the button for an hour and just kept pressing it for one of the council members?
Yep.
So
Yes,
But
I
that guy in
remember that.
particular-
Me and Ryba had
Oh
fun.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
dunked Parliament Man for fun and for charity. It was real fun.
I am worried that maybe crew is too stressed out and needs some time to have fun. And Captain suggested maybe we have festival. I was wondering if you could make smaller version of dunk tank so that crew can dunk officers, or maybe just me, but can dunk for embarrassing officers is always fun.
I did notice the random pop-ups, and I point out some of the decorations that are going on downstairs. I would be on second deck, I think. I don't know.
well, you would have.
Do you think you can make barrel with tippy wooden seat for dunk?
Yes, I could definitely make barrel with tippy seat for dunking. It'll be like donut and coffee. Except we don't eat the donut because the donut is a person and we do not do cannibalism here. So I don't know if it counts as cannibalism if you eat another species. Like if I eat this is beside the point. I've gone off on rant. If we're doing the whole thing to make people feel better, while I make that, why don't you cook Big Feast? See if we have stuff and you cook Grandmama Feast like you used to feed us when we were home. You know, the one that Uncle Greg would pass out for. Take him 6 years to wake back up because he's so fat and full. Yeah,
That's a good idea. I will get started on some sort of festival meal.
Okay, well, I'll go scrounge up some materials. I'm pretty sure we got a barrel somewhere around here that's big enough for everybody. And then we will have festiveness. Though I would definitely keep Edward away from that. It might be a bit too much. Maybe he just go around and watch and not too much participation. I don't know. I'll think about that. I'll make the thing while I think about that. I'll think about that while I make the thing. Whatever.
Alright.
While this is going on, and preparations are being made, I would also like to talk to Quinn.
Alright. Yeah, so you go up while she's working the helm while you guys are off in your various offices talking, and she's like, yes, Captain.
Oh, and I'll kind of do more whispered tones. We've noticed morale's a little bit low, given all the threats that we faced on our way to the island. And we had this crazy idea. Ryba can make the ship look like a festival site, kind of like what we had in Saltmarsh. And we're going to make a dunk tank for the officers.
Alright.
Right, I know.
No, I follow.
So-
I follow. It's a good idea.
You're part of the crew as well, of course, and we want you to be able to participate. But I also, in the effort of raising the spirits of the crew, I wanted to offer myself up as one of the people to be dunked at some point during the celebration. So when that happens, just would ask if you could take the helm while I'm doing it.
Not a problem.
Right. Well then, have fun. I'll take the helm for now. So,
Okay.
you can enjoy some downtime. And when it's my turn to take a dip, I'll let you know.
Put
Thank
my
you.
hand up on your hip.
She hands the helm over to you, and you see her go below deck. So,
Okay.
all right. So, you guys are doing Boat Festival. All right.
Operation Boat Festival.
Who's doing what? Let's actually make this a proper thing with dice and stuff.
Playing pretend with your friends to encourage imaginary people.
Play more pretend with your friends.
Yeah. So, just, you know what? I'm going to do something I've seen on various shows that I've wanted to try. And I also know is a thing from, I think, 3.5? Skill challenge. Like group skill challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to have each of y'all roll me something and explain how it works and take all the combined rolls and see how much of a success this is.
Alright.
So, who wants to start?
Not it, because I'm not 100% sure how this works.
Alright.
Basically, actually, Hobble, yours is great because your way of contributing would be making a dunk tank, which would just be a carpenter tools check, if that's what you wanted to do.
That's true. And wondering
So,
the
yours is
contemplation of
actually-
cannibalism.
Well, we're gonna not contemplate cannibalism because cannibalism is bad.
So it's kind of like improv, but with your skills and your character. So
Basically, how would your
think about-
character help?
Yeah, you think about what needs to be done for the festival or how you would like to contribute and use one of the skills on your character sheet. Probably would be good if it's one you're proficient in, and just explain to the DM how you would like to use that skill in an effort to assist. Like if you had a high performance role and you wanted to dance a jig or play a tune, you could do that to try to lift the spirits while people are doing stuff.
Let's take this over to the actual boat page for this as
Gotcha.
well, just because it's fun. And if you don't want to go first, someone else can go, and then we can come back to you.
I want to do a magic show, but not a real magic show, a fake magic show.
Oh, like a sleight of hand show kind of thing?
Yes.
All right.
But- Since it's mostly showmanship, can I use deception to do it? Or do you want me to do a dex?
You bring up a good point, actually.
I think there's just a lot of distractions with this like stage magic.
It's like your job is not sleight of hand. Your job is make them look somewhere you're not doing something. Is what it is.
It's just completely distractions. Yes.
Then that would be deception. Yeah.
Okay.
So
It doesn't matter. Is this your card?
no,
No. What about this one?
no.
Hey, this guy's a
There's only-
phony!
Alright. Yeah. So obviously, so you guys are doing this festival. I'm assuming like that night into the next morning, kind of a thing. Overall, or
Sure.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't really matter. It's just more personal curiosity. So, all right. So Ryba is going to attempt, let's call it sleight of hand show, even though it's not.
It's definitely not that.
All right.
Over there.
You can't see me!
All right,
Okay, he's not that dumb.
Is he though?
No, he's not quite that dumb. He doesn't have invisibility prepped. He knows that.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, yeah. So Ryba does his thing.
Yep.
How else would people like to help, both either in preparation or during the actual festivities?
So preparation, I'm gonna be in charge of food.
All right.
And then during the festival, when I'm not getting dunked, I want to do as much of the rest of the boat work as possible. I want to do as many sailors' jobs as I can do by myself.
So you're helping by making sure no one else has to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start with what you're prepping with. That would be a cook's utensils check, which I believe we determined was wisdom.
Okay.
So if you're proficient in those, it'd be wisdom plus that.
My only
Is it
tool
because
proficiency is navigator's tools, but I'm gonna use my new dice again because they're shiny and new.
Is it a wisdom check because it takes wisdom to know that a tomato is a fruit, but you shouldn't treat it like one?
The thought was more it being survival based for food cooking, but
Okay, I like my version better.
I
mean,
got
I'm
a
not-
14.
Okay. I'm not going to dispute your tomato wisdom thing, but that's not the main thought process. Okay, so let's say you spend 2 days worth of food supplies to make this large festival style feast.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to actual boat job, you know what? Let's just say it's easy enough to like put the sails in a position if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of speed that you can just kind of set them and not worry about them for a little bit.
Okay.
So
Granny is strong though, and can do strong things without needing lots of people to help.
yeah,
This is-
so that is taken into account. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just it is easy enough for you to get the boat into a stable manner that as long
Okay.
as the conditions around you don't change, you can
So while the festivities are going on, as long as it's not my turn to be dunkified, I'm paying attention to like conditions around whether things need to be changed on the boat.
All right. Okay. That is taken into account. Who is next to try to do something for festivities or preparation? All
I'll
right.
go.
What you got?
So, as I mentioned to Quinn, I'm going to take charge of piloting the boat for the majority of the festivities so that the rest of the crew can enjoy the show. But while that is going on, or I guess during the festival, like as things get going, I would like to use my insight over all the crew who's participating to see if I can identify the ones who like maybe need a little bit more encouragement, and then try to get them more engaged. Make sure everyone's having a good time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. All right. So you spend your time not at the tank, overlooking, watching. It does take a little bit once things get going, but people do eventually warm up to the idea. Some of them definitely seem to jump at not having to work a little bit faster than others.
What I will also do is I will cast. Let's see, how long does this last? An hour? Yeah, once we get into like more of the meat of the festivities, I'll cast Disguise Self on myself, and I'm basically going to look a lot like I already do, but more of a garish jester-like theme with all of the coloring on my clothing, and the biggest, floppiest captain hat with just an outrageous feather sticking up out of it.
Gotcha. I'm not even going to make you roll for that one. All right.
Like, if Elton John and the genie from Aladdin came together as one as a pirate.
That's
I know this Final Fantasy character.
But even worse than that, like, all the sequins and shit.
Woo!
All right.
Are you talking about Kefka?
No, it's actually my Final Fantasy character, the one with the floppy hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great hat, though.
It is a
Kefka
great
in
hat.
that area.
Yeah, you never made it that far.
Yeah, that's all right.
But all right, yeah. So I won't even make you roll for that. That just is the crew being able to have a laugh, to put it Britishly.
Britishly.
Oh, you have it allowed.
British.
British. There are no T's in British.
I kind of hate this.
Not
Not gonna lie.
Alright, so that leaves Tyrion. How would Tyrion like to help make or perform a festival.
Make or break the festival? Ooh.
Well, I mean, you're at a 2-1 success fail right now, so I mean,
I am going to find a wide enough barrel because I'm pretty sure we got most of them tall enough. I don't know. I'm going to find the supplies and make them and see if I can't put the thing together in one go, and then probably go do some heavy lifting with grandmama or other stuff last minute.
all right.
Prep.
Go ahead and give me a carpenter tools check.
This glass die is
'Proficient, right?
17.
Okay. You don't have a lot of experience with like mechanisms and such, but it's fairly straightforward to make bar that pivots with seat on top of it. So it's not rocket science, but yet it's easy enough. You managed to get something whipped together in a it's sturdy enough, should last the night unless someone has a heck of an arm.
Few doors are missing their hinges around the ship.
Yeah, you know. Might be one of the doors itself missing, but we'll get to that.
I leave Ribas
yeah,
alone because he's good at door flage.
Where's my cover? My door's just missing.
It's just a door on top of a barrel.
It's cleaner than that, but yeah. So yeah, you managed to put something together. You, for the sake of just things coming together conveniently, Ryba finished casting the Hallucinatory Terrain spell, so the ship is taken over in a more carnival aesthetic. You know, there's the ropes. You are casting that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Already cast.
So, like, the rigging seems to have like those little pendants come off of it, and you know, there's you know, you had set it up so it looks like there's a tent in the background over the water. It's
Very important question. What color theme did Ryba choose?
Oh. I'm seeing lots of reds and yellows.
that's
Okay.
the only thing I've ever seen in carnivals as well. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
well, maybe red and white, but you know.
Yeah.
It's a Mick Carnival.
I hate it.
God, we're never gonna get that Arby's sponsorship at this rate.
I hate it.
Regardless.
I don't love it.
But yeah. So yeah, the rigging gets these flags. There's, you know, you make it so it looks like there's some more stuff off in the distance over the water. You have the entire deck of the ship go to a more go from wood to a more grassy terrain with roll me a charisma check, just cause. With your roll me a spell with your spell attack modifier. Ryba.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Oh, did that do it?
No, that did it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
you even get fancy
Good
enough
roll.
to the point that you make it so it looks like the grass is more worn in high traffic areas. You you know, you do a fairly bang up job of only seeing 1 or 2 carnivals of making this look like one. So over the course, after you finish casting the spell, Tyrion brings up the dunk tank. Yelena comes up with a good huge plate of food. You guys use the rowboat in the middle of the deck, kind of flip it over and turn it into a temporary little table. And yeah. At this point, the crew kind of gets the idea, and you kind of see Quinn lean over to someone else at one point and mention something, and you see they mention something to Porta, and Porta goes over and grabs some food, followed by Ferrum, and then slowly over the course of the next 45 minutes, it seems like the crew as a whole gets involved.
I have a
Important question. Yeah.
Did we start this early in the day, or did we just kind of start this mid-afternoon and it's now getting
I
close?
was thinking mid-afternoon, evening-ish.
Okay.
Unless you guys were going for specifically an early morning.
No.
But never mind.
Yeah, okay.
We're good.
Okay, but yeah, so...
Eating tenders on the tender.
Oh.
So here's the most important question. Who's up first in the duck tank?
I think we should roll for this.
I would like to reserve the finale for Captain.
There you
Fair
go.
enough.
That works.
I assume low's bad.
It looks like I'm first, unless Hubble really rolls a stinker.
Roll a 16.
Okay.
So
I'm
it's
first.
going to be Elena, Ryba, Tyrion, Merrick. First up is Yelena. It takes a little bit of persuading to get the crew to be like, oh yeah, no, this is what we're doing. But afterwards, you know, there isn't
This is
any
a
like
company event, and you will participate.
I didn't want to say that and make it
will-
real, but yeah.
you will have fun here. Also, this is not covered on. This is not. You do not get the bonus for the. Nah, but
You're not
it's
getting
just-
paid for right now.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like you
just
will
kidding.
show up. You will show up on this Saturday and run this booth without overtime pay. But no, it takes them a minute because you know a lot of them are like, I mean, you know, you're one of the nicer officers too, so they're like, nah, it's fine, and then just it takes them a minute, and the cat is screaming at me, hello. Hi.
If I have to sit up here dry all night, I suppose that's not the worst thing that could happen, but I promise I can swim. Also, Beryl is only a little bit taller than me.
It takes a little. Yeah, it takes you a minute, but
I got
I'll
this.
bet-
I got this. And I come up and I just grab a ball and I chuck it at the Ben thing, at the bullseye.
roll me a dexterity check.
I'm like sitting on the seat with my little legs swinging.
DC 12, just because you know.
Oh, well the basic roll is a 14 already, so with my
Yeah.
it's
So you take this ball, you throw it, you hit the mechanism, and you drop your own grandmother into a bucket of water, essentially. Meow.
That is cold.
meow. Is that the noise she makes when she hits the water? Meow.
Cat, you're being laughed at.
See, there you go. It is fine. The grandmama. I hope grandmama pops back up.
Yeah.
See, it's perfectly fine. Just you know, I don't have a table in my room anymore, so you guys need to actually use this. And I hand the next ball off to. I do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, miny. Brian, it's you. Okay. And I shove it in his hand and I walk off to go get a towel for grandmama.
You just kind of see him hold it for a second, so like, oh, this is we're actually doing this.
I just
All
did
right.
it to my own grandmama. You better man up, boy.
Wow.
Let's you know what? Let's have some fun with let's roll some dice because dice are fun.
Get you to dance, and
All
this
of a
is the
sudden,
sass I get.
lumps.
Suddenly flumped. It might happen. You make him nervous enough.
Right?
It'll be like, you guys made me ink.
So you watch this essentially kid who's like who you've watched basically floundered everything at first, just kind of take the ball, and you see him actually put like what looks like a baseball pitcher's grip on it.
Base what?
Like yes, but like no, he literally just like you see him take this ball and almost instinctively grab it like he knows what he's doing, and he chucks this
He
thing
knows
just
how to handle balls.
He's a pitcher.
yeah, he hits it with a decent amount of force into you in. He rolled a dirty 20. So
Wow.
yeah. Worth noting, he only has a +1 to Dex.
Did I hear anything crack on this jerry-rigged table container floaty device?
He rolled good. He's not that good.
Okay.
At the end of the day, he's still a rich kid. He just knows how to throw a ball.
Oh, it's like that scene out of Richie Rich. Got it.
So
Surprising no one, I've not seen that.
yeah, you're not missing much.
You're really not.
I really
Wait,
like
the live
that
action
movie.
one? Or
Yeah, the live
cartoon?
action one.
Oh yeah, you're not missing much at all.
I really liked that movie as a kid. I watched it way too many times.
It had Macaulay Culkin in it.
Before he looked like a crackhead.
Well, yeah, he was still a kid.
Yeah.
Those still child actor years.
But yeah. So after Brian takes
child
his
actors.
throw, over the course of the next however long you're in the tank before swaps, a couple of the crew come over. and seem to, enjoy it. And at first impressions, things seem to be going well. The crew seems to be enjoying themselves. After an undetermined amount of time, Ryba goes up in the dunk tank.
Okay, I'm totally using my telepathic communication to try to make people whiff when they're throwing the ball.
And a line forms when you go up there.
Wow.
Finally, I'm popular.
You're gonna look like
Alright,
one of those Pomeranians that is real poofy and then gets
all
wet
right,
and it's just a stick.
Let's have some fun with this.
Stick dog.
First up is
a dick.
Yes. When you water your Pomeranian, they are actually a dick.
So first up would be Ferrum.
You don't need to water your Pomeranian for that,
Give
kids.
me-
They're just naturally like that.
Give me a charisma check.
Is this for psyching them out?
It is.
Can I use intimidation?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll do intimidation versus insights.
Good God.
Brian is up first again.
You could do
No.
versus You could do versus Constitution as well.
Yeah.
Couldn't
You could even let them pick. Are they fine with it because they're like,
It's like, do they see past it or do they just not care? Okay.
right?
Stupid nerd fish boy.
Yeah. All right, let's All right. What do you say to Ferrum?
I think he's just like, you're gonna miss. He's just like constantly chattering in their brain
Oh
the
my...
entire time they're getting ready to throw.
Okay. So
Set this man on fire
Um,
when we're done.
so Ferrum rolled a 1, which means disadvantage on the throw.
I laugh telekinetically in his brain. Hey, I'm goading people, but they're gonna come up for a second
And
time.
he rolled a 3 at overall, so
Oh no!
Wow.
all right.
One of the balls is now gone. It is just
Nah.
off the boat.
He like, I'm assuming Tyrion had the foresight to put a backboard on this thing. Right?
Maybe
Yes.
we're up against the netting or something for one of the sails.
Yeah, I used one of our
That's true.
fishing nets to like back that up.
Yeah. So he throws it and he's putting some force behind it, but he still
It's just wild.
still just goes wild. Let's just mix this up again. I'm gonna just give each of you 2, just cause.
You will not make this throw, you jackass.
Oh, that's hilarious. So guess who just came up second?
Brian.
Brian?
Cow noises.
Brian.
That's what I figured. Go ahead and give me your intimidation for him.
Oh no, it's not very good.
All right. So you go to make your counter and you see it kind of like him stop for a second, then just kind of shake his head and just lock eyes with you.
Oh no, probably made him angry.
I need to get a table out. Please hold.
Oh no.
Oh, nice. You
This is
mess
gonna
with the
be
board, you
good.
get the flumps.
He
Oh, there's
did
gonna be so
crit
many
on this
bumps.
as well. So where
Okay.
is the table I need?
How far away is everybody from me? Just asking for reasons.
15, 20 feet.
Okay.
Oh, those aren't dice I need.
Asking
I
for
need
reasons, he
hits-
says.
These 2.
He hits the bullseye and soils himself.
That's lame. I'm re-rolling.
You don't have to tell
No,
us that.
no. You're gonna like this. So you watch this kid take this ball, throw it, hit the piece of wood. It actually cracks. You go into the water. You come back up out of the water, and he's a plant.
Ryba is a plant?
No, Brian's a plant.
Oh my god.
What kind of plant?
Potted.
Potted. Okay.
He's just a
He's like
potted
a
plant
fern.
sitting on the deck there.
He's that plant from Hitchhiker's Guide. Not again.
How long does that
God,
last?
10. By the way, if
Okay.
you read the whole series, it's great why that
Mhm.
happens.
Okay, so yeah. So everyone just
So-
kind of stops in their tracks for a second as Brian's just a plant.
He's just a ficus. Okay, good.
And then 6 seconds later, he just, the swirl of magic and he's back to himself. Just. What the heck was that? It just immediately looks at you, Ryba.
You tell us, pop boy.
Do I actually know what happened?
Make an Arcana check. Given what Brian has mentioned in the past about how his thing works and about some form of magic duo weird, but not your magic duo weird. Like his magic.
That was not me. That was you.
Why would I turn myself into a plant? How could I turn myself into a plant? How is that useful to anyone?
How did you scare shit out flumps? No one knows. It just happened. I hand Ryba a towel.
I was
just
one that I'm just soaking wet.
Also, for context, the first one was he got resistance. I'm like, no, that's lame.
Oh, yeah, I would reroll it too.
I'm like, no, we need something visual here. So, all right.
Can I have Pims making random like seagull dives trying to steal people's food?
Wow.
Because it's not fun to just go up there and they'll give him food. It's just he's like, I'm gonna be a dick about this. Trying to steal food.
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check for Pims.
Yeah. There is. Check. 17.
All right. You notice out of the corner of your eye every once in a while, just this form swoop down, then go back up to the top of one of the riggings and just eat a piece of chicken.
I'm going to. Nope, I'm not going to stop that. I'm going to just see how long until someone catches him.
Yeah. So that was the 2 rolls. I will say though, Ryba, your time at the dunk tank a little bit busier than Yelena's.
I imagine.
Yeah, just a touch busier. So, when you end up finishing yours, you actually have to refill the water before Tyrion goes in. But speaking of which, Tyrion, you're it. I believe it's your turn.
At least this got a lot of good, good use. I like this. I take off my. I've been walking around with my armor boots on, so I make sure I take that off, and I'm just gonna sit up there, and I'm going to make sure that I'm gonna triple check that crack that plant man Bwyan decided to put into my very shitty creation.
Yeah. It's not great. Shouldn't affect. As long as no one else does more damage, it should be okay.
Hey, I am feeling okay with this.
Break out the magical duct tape.
Also known as rope.
It's just slightly glowy duct tape.
Hey, rope and a tar can fix anything on a boat, from what I understand. So
that's a lot of damage.
I want to do a vocal razzing because I am not Ryba and I can't do mental shit. That's Pim's thing, and he can only do it once a day.
Okay. Well, I will say your 2 people are the twins.
Oh, this is not fair. I raised you from dead. You would still be nipple ribbon without me.
Wow.
I'm just going to give disadvantage in general for that. I'm not going to make you roll at all. He just has disadvantage on that now. That's all that means.
Oh, yeah, I died.
Please don't
start. We're having this party now. Oh.
I look around to make sure that Grandmama's not in earshot.
Am I in earshot?
Probably.
How loud are you being, Tyrion?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
assuming not subtle, and Yelena said they would be on the upper deck, so...
So 13, I think that's kind of loud. Yeah, loud enough to be heard.
Loud enough to be heard, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take a turn dunking Tyrion then for that.
Just watch Grandmama get in line.
I'm gonna go up behind Edward and just whisper to him and say, he may have raised you from dead, but without me, Tyrion would not exist. And 2 throws after you is me.
Oh, don't no.
So worth noting as well. He rolled high. He rolled high enough to hit with disadvantage. So you're still in the water on that one.
I mean, that's fine. I am sea dwarf. This is nothing new. I will say I did fill this with plain water. I did not steal this with salt water because that would be terrible. I give him a plod. I don't have anyone to hand me towel, so I reset it. I get out, reset it, get back in on the seat.
Yeah, let's have him take his second throw. He hits it again. Like, before you have a chance to fully put your weight on there, like, you're in the process of getting back up on the seat, and you just feel it cave from under you.
And I'm going to slowly but surely start muttering, shouldn't have said that. Nope, shouldn't have said that. Nope.
Yeah.
This is karma.
At this point, Edward just kind of tosses you the ball, Yelena. Just,
Earth Dragon has cursed me. Earth Dragon is mad. I should not have said this. Oh, lords, you're supposed to be on my side here.
I guess it's just dexterity checks with DC 12 is what we're doing here. So.
Pims is just like still up there on the netting, like that rat.
Yeah, like his fifth piece of chicken.
In Star Wars, like Jabba's rat.
Also, if you go up there at any point, like Pims is like a little pile of chicken bone that he's just got beside him.
He's very proud of that little chicken bone. Let him hoard the little chicken bones.
Also, Tyrion.
I'm going to try and verbally assault my grandmama, hoping that she will miss and understand that's in jest. So, like, every other 2 words, it's like, I'm being funny.
I'll just verbally I laugh and tease him back. It's fine.
Sorry.
You will miss. Grandma is old. You think Grandma is old and have weak arm? Okay, we see how this is.
I didn't say that.
But yeah. So you're in the water again.
This is not surprising.
Yeah. I just clap and cackle to myself as I walk away, and drop a towel on his head as I go about my business.
I had shorter line, but I'm more wet than Ryba. What the hell? I said that.
You do need to refill the dunk tank again as well before Merrick's turn. So.
Right,
I want to pull a slightly extra joke on Captain and use some of the water we used for cooking and just kind of mix it in, but not let anybody realize this. I'm probably sure the captain can see it.
Still warm?
Yeah, like
no, so it just smells kind of weird when he gets dunked in it.
All right.
What are you doing to that?
So you boiled stuff in the water.
It's got stuffing. I'm stuffing the stuffing.
Okay. That makes sense.
Sussing.
I'm sussing the suspect.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was I supposed to do? I got distracted.
So you're trying to sleight of hand something past Merrick.
Yeah, I realize this is not going to work, and he's probably going to do something. But I've already said it, so I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna try it.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
And
so Merrick, I'm assuming you're still steering, so.
Yeah, well, yeah. I would be watching for Tyrion's turn to be done.
Okay, so you would be actively watching that way. So give me a perception check too, just because.
This is totally cabbage water because it's got that weird fucking smell to it.
It's a 17, and I don't have dex to boost sleight of hand, so it's just 7.
Well, just somehow get this past him.
I'm going to question this. I'm going to act like he saw me, and I'm going to go hide downstairs.
Why do festivals always smell like cabbage?
I'm going to hand the rag off to Ryba. Here, give him towel if he falls in, and I'm going to wander off.
So, if I have to cast it again, let me know. But I want to be in, the Elton John get up for the dunk
I'll
tank.
let it. It's fine. You're in that get up for as long as you're wanting with the festival. It's harmless. So.
Okay.
So you ask Quinn to go steer for you while you are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
any of the other officers want to go first, or are you going to wait for the other crew to go first?
Are the crew hesitant to dunk the captain?
Yes.
All right, then I'm first in line.
All right. Go ahead.
And I'm goading the rest of the crew members to join me.
Give me your throw.
Okay.
So Merrick's in the cabbage water. And give me a persuasion with advantage.
All right. That's not great, but it's fine.
Dunk. Leah has been quiet in chat this whole time. Merrick comes up. Dunk him! Get him!
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Everyone, get in here!
Yep.
So here's something funny that happens. After you say what you say, you see a small scaled head poke out from under the deck.
Golta.
Just be like, wait. Oh, we're throwing stuff? Okay. And he just picks up the ball and just essentially, as close to a Happy Gilmore as you can do with a softball, like they just take it and do like a running throw with two hands.
Yes.
The price is wrong, bitch.
They're like, they don't know what's going on, but they were told that they can throw stuff, so they're going to throw stuff.
Front flip for style.
And they roll in that one.
Aww.
Oh.
In my head, right? You got this little kobold, right? Who like very enthusiastically is totally ready to make this happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he like winds up too big and ends up tumbling instead of
just
throwing.
A cartwheel.
Yeah. Just oversighting.
Yeah. And then there's small lizards now just on the deck like, ow. I have a splinter in my nose.
Oh. I feel bad.
I'm doing my job. They're going to try again, though.
Teach them how to hug.
They roll a 21 on their second attempt. This
Splash.
time with less Happy Gilmorine, and you go in the water.
Splish splash! I was taking a cabbage bath.
Cabbage bath kids.
Does any of the other officers have a go, or?
No, I'm currently still hiding below deck. There's only
Hey,
3 of us.
come on, everyone. It's not like you're going to get a chance to do this all the time.
I'm assuming he saw me, so yes, I am hiding.
I made my point. I'm good. I'm not actually like motivated to dunk the captain.
I'll go ahead and give it a shot.
All right. Give me a dexterity check.
Of course you would. Et tu, Ryba.
Oh, I probably won't hit.
Ends up rolling a
You
net.
hit it, but it doesn't actually budge.
Bullshit.
Take a second throw. I mean, you got time.
Okay. Yeah.
So, wait, just out of curiosity, I'm assuming you set up the dunk take so like it's somewhere along this wall here. Just a general assumption, so it's the rowboat's out of the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That to the side.
Ryba, as you throw this ball and you see it in the air and you see it's gonna hit, you see Quinn lean over and just wiggle her fingers and a little arc of what looks to be ice comes out of her fingers and hits the water.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Merrick, you hit the water and it's ice cold.
Oh.
Freezing cabbage water.
Oh.
I thought I was bad.
I feel like iceberg lettuce.
Okay, I set that one up, and I'm slightly mad.
But yeah. So, the water is now ice cold as you pull yourself out of it. And, yeah. Between it being behind you and, actually, let me roll for this to be fair before I say something. Even with a dirty 20, your passive's still too high. Freaking vulnerable Rada.
Rada.
So you just catch out of the corner of your eye this bolt of ice come from behind you as the ball hits the thing, and you go into water that's now freezing cold.
I deserve this. I deserve this.
And if there are, unless any of the other officers want to have a go at it, I will just say the rest of the festivities are successful. And we'll actually go ahead and consider this the end of the ship's day and roll the die to see how much this improves crew quality. Unless anyone else wants to have a go at this.
Nope, I've started cleaning up downstairs.
Okay. Actually, let's be
Was there
generous.
any positive effect from the grandma notes I left last time?
There was. And to make it easier, rather than roll 3d4, I'm going to roll a d4 and a d8. Just, I don't know. I'm lazy. I don't feel like I don't actually have 3d4 out, so. Okay.
Only there was like a
So-
virtual tabletop.
I'm lazy. I already rolled them anyway. So your crew quality actually goes up by 6.
Nice.
Nice. That's a
So-
16.
Yeah.
Cool. And while things are wrapping up and I've dried off, I'm gonna
Warmed
go
a
back
little
up.
bit.
Yeah, warmed up a little bit. Gonna go take the helm back from Quinn.
Mhm.
Thanks for taking care of the navigation while the crew had their fun.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
From what little bit I've heard, it sounds like it had the exact effect you were hoping for.
Yeah. It seemed like everybody had a good time. Took a little bit for everyone to warm up to the idea of dunking the officers, but
It's not a. It's a safe assumption that this isn't your average crew officer dynamic on this ship. So
right. Yeah. No. When the idea was being pitched, I know it's not usually kind of the thing. It's usually just, well, we'll give people more money, but the rest of the officers wanted to get this done, and having been on the bad side of a mutiny, figure I'll listen to them. But yeah, appreciate all that you do for us. You're more or less a de facto captain when we all go out gallivanting.
Well, I've got my experience and seen my share of crews go south as well. So I like to do what I can to make it so they don't.
I appreciate it.
She kind of taps your shoulder and you feel the frost on her fingertips.
And as she, I'll just kind of ignore it for a little bit. But then as she's walking away, I'm going to use
Hello, Hex, how are
Mage
you?
Hand to knock her hat off her head.
Give me a dexterity.
Actually, like-
give me a spell check. Actually,
A spell check?
yeah,
Oh, like a spell attack
yeah.
type of deal? Alright, it's a +6. Great.
Oh,
Wow.
just stuck him on
You
the
know
back
what?
of the head.
She doesn't see this coming.
It's fine.
I'll give you
Hex.
advantage on this.
Okay. Watch me do this again.
We're really excited to be here.
Wow.
All I wanted to do was like the harmless, I know what you did, but it's fine. Like punch her in the back of the head or something? Like how
No, you go to you go to hit her hat, and she kind of feels it the last second, kind of leans forward and catches it beforehand. Kind of see her spin on her heels.
Ah,
Mm.
yeah.
And you kind of see her like tighten it back down and a little bit quicker go below deck now.
I was hoping that America could just use a bunch of ice puns to let them know.
Well, that was the they had took a while to warm
Yeah.
up to it.
Yeah, I got that. I thought there would have been more.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good.
but
Merrick's really not that subtle.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's Jeff. That's
Jeff,
less American.
Jeff would have been
more
an Arnold
Jeff.
Schwarzenegger level of ice
I hope
hug.
everyone had an ice time.
It's everything we needed to cool down.
Also, probably should go ahead and call the break here at this point. So
Sounds good. It is halftime.
Let's all go to the lobby.
but yeah. Crew morale increase successful.
Hooray!
Is sus.
It's us.
How long does the captain smell like cabbage? At some point, he's going to start smelling like salty cabbage because, seawater.
Hey, Merrick, roll me a d4.
72 days later.
This is the closest thing that Ryba has had to a bath in like weeks.
2 hours.
Yeah.
There is 2 hours of cabbage.
Some cabbage.
So I didn't notice the cabbage water at the time, but did I know who filled up the tank before me?
You were watching for Tyrion's turn to end and would have seen them doing the mid-round maintenance.
Okay.
So...
Yeah. Okay.
You know who to blame when you notice your cabbage smell.
Yes. I do.
Even if you didn't, it's one of 3. So... Because like that was the officer's exclusive thing, was the dunk tank idea. So... Anyway, break time. Woo.
Time.
Break down.
It's time. Break time.
Nighttime. Break
All
time.
right, y'all heard the captain. Through the DM. Through God. I don't know how this works. Go take your breaks. Get off your ass. Go stretch your leggies.
By God, take a break.
Gonna run a commercial.
No one can get.
I can't even make a cripple joke anymore. I'm not upset about it, but dang it.
I'm not going anywhere,
I mean,
but if I turn
you know,
the camera, people think I did.
Don't bust your ass over it.
Only half. Cat. Hi, cat. It's a big yawn.
That hallucinatory terrain spell seems really niche until you think about some of the fucking shit you can do with it.
Well, I mean, especially anywhere that has bridges or a cliff, like, you can really fuck people up with illusory terrain.
I can make a fake cliff where there is none, so like in a field, I could just make a chasm, right?
Yeah.
And then, nobody wants to cross it.
Yep.
Or I could do the opposite. Let's put just a plane over this chasm here.
Hi, you're plotting, aren't you?
Oh, I've been plotting. Anytime I see spells, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
This doesn't do damage, but I could make it do damage.
Yeah. It's
I enjoy the idea of hiding an island from boats.
It had to be a fairly small island.
It would be. 150 feet.
I mean, hey.
Big rocks and shit.
That's actually, 150 cubic feet?
Mm-hmm. It's like some rocks, some rough rocks on the shore or something I could make look like they aren't there.
So, that island you guys were just at before, with the fog?
Yep.
About that big. It's about 150 feet square.
Yeah.
So.
In the right circumstance, it could be real mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, they're trying to pilot their ship out in the middle of all those rocks. Oh, now they're gone. Good luck!
It's like, yes, we haven't invented the naval mine yet. Anyway.
Don't give me ideas.
You blow yourself up before you blew up another boat trying to make one of those.
I would. But it wouldn't stop me. Oh, Steak, I also have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Polymorph says to take the creature's CR. It can be an equivalent CR. What is the CR of players? Are we gonna go off level, or are we gonna do like some like fraction of player level?
As in to polymorph a player, or
Yes.
okay, let me read how polymorph works, because I was always under the impression of you can target whoever, and if they fail to save, you can turn them into a creature of the CR stated by the spell or lower. So, let me actually read how this works. Make a wisdom save, spell no effect on a shape changer, or hit point. Oh, that's interesting. Lies for duration. It can be a beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target, or the target's level if it doesn't have a challenge. Okay, there's your answer.
Oh, it's the level as well?
Yeah, literally right after that, equal to the targets, it says, or target's level if it doesn't have a challenge rating.
Okay, I don't know what I was looking at, but didn't have that verbiage.
Yeah, so what it would
okay.
basically be is you can target a player, and I believe... Let me read this a little bit more.
Players can just choose to accept it.
Yeah, players
which is
can
probably
just
a good
choose,
idea.
Yeah, choose to take it and also be like, hey, we're going to be X creature, which, you know...
Mhm.
Points new form.
I can turn Grandma into a giant ape.
Grandma doesn't need to be a giant ape. However, you can turn yourself into a giant ape.
Yeah.
I could.
It's like,
You
wait
can
a second, I'm low on hit points. Not anymore.
That is one use of it.
I'm low on hit points. Time to return to monkey.
Return to monkey.
Return to monkey.
So I started aping.
There's some great things you can do with polymorph. We once killed a vampire with polymorph.
How did
We polymorphed a vampire with a higher level spell because it gets better the more spellables you put into it.
Yeah.
It was like a CR7 vampire, so we cast a 7th level spell, turned it into a fucking mouse, and I chucked it into boiling mud. That's how we killed a vampire. It was fucking great.
So it like killed the mouse, and then the vampire was just in boiling mud and had nothing.
Yeah, it just returned into boiling mud and couldn't do shit.
Oh no!
Couldn't get out. It just died in the mud. Like, done.
All right.
And then my DM's like, okay, because apparently it had items that we needed to find, and those magically appeared in the next room.
Convenient.
Like, you just ruined an encounter with one spell. And I'm like, yep.
Bad cube.
Yep.
You've ruined
Cube
2
things.
encounters with 1 magic item. I don't want to hear it.
Yep, I know. I've had a long history of it, dude. That's how good spellcasters should be played. They should just be occasionally able to shut down an entire fucking combat with 1 good spell.
Well, that's really the true power of spellcasters. It's not the blasting; it's the utility and inventive use of spells.
Control and utility spells are my favorite. Straight up damage, you need it every now and then, but like most of my more broken casters have been like, oh look, I can turn rock into mud. You're underground, you're in a cave system. Target the ceiling. Hey, rock to mud.
Yeah. God, transmutation wizards are nasty if you get them right, though.
Yeah, they can be real mean. And then there was also mud to stone in Pathfinder. So you drop the ceiling on them and then you turn the mud back to rock.
They're just in their own.
It's so
They're just
broken.
in a prison.
They're basically just trapped up to their necks in solid rock. It's great for interrogation.
So you're here now, unless you're nice to us.
Mm-hmm. I hope you're not claustrophobic. But if you aren't now, you will be.
But yeah. Y'all are having fun though, right?
Oh yeah, this is great.
I should go ahead and while I'm on break, roll for what I need to roll for. Okay.
I won't play a summer in this because it's not really the style for Ryba, but I've played summoner characters before that just had a lot of minions, or a few summoned minions,
Yeah,
and those can be broken.
Your action economy becomes a nightmare. Yeah,
It does. Especially if I had a familiar I was actually using as a familiar. I'd have 3 turns around.
Yeah.
If not more, depending on how many summons I had.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2.5. The familiar doesn't really get a full turn.
It's still really funny that your image on D&D Beyond Cube is a freaking
The vampire.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we all just
It
saw
does
that
have
and
the
we're like,
elongated teeth. I just didn't really even notice.
It does, yeah. But it's just because all of us are just like, and then we get there and we're like, wait,
that's
Ryba?
Ryba.
What are you doing here?
I don't know how I got here.
Blah blah.
I'm vampire now. Blood. Give me blood.
It's weird when Ryba and Beacon have to talk to each other.
I think they sound enough different.
No, but it's just weird. It's always weird
Oh,
having the one person doing the 2 voices back and forth.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I've realized probably my subconscious voice for my character is Toki Wartooth from Metalocalypse. And now that I've thought of that, I can't let that go. Perfect.
But
They should make insulin flavored candies.
That doesn't sound like a good idea, guys.
I've been tempted to make a player character with that fucking voice. Hex did say if I had a character with that voice in her campaign, I'd be dead in the first 10 minutes. Everybody, we need to go hunt a vampire now.
Is this what Barovia's gonna be like the whole time? This is terrible.
I agree with the sentiment there, honestly.
It's been a while since I've seen Metalocalypse.
It's so good. It holds up really well.
But
I was watching some of the Toki highlights, and there's the one where he's being taught to be a master guitar player, so he could be like Swiskar. He goes, "I give up. I don't want to play piano anymore." Do you mean guitar? Yeah, whatever.
but yeah.
Toki Literature Club.
I'm just glad people are having fun still. Because
Yee.
Yee.
Impromptu morale festival on the sea.
Mm-hmm. You know, I just realized something. I'm gonna have to be careful when it comes closer to you guys getting level 8, because that means y'all are up for your second feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's another option.
yeah.
So I'm not sure. I guess I should start thinking about that.
I mean, you guys literally just got level 7 earlier today.
That's
you know?
true.
Yep.
It's true.
It's
It'll be
not
It'll be a month
near.
or so out.
Yeah, it's not near, but it's definitely a thought from my perspective, because it's oh, I just figured out your guys' power level and then increased your all's level.
That's the way it works.
So.
And I get that I'm kind of a wild card as a caster, because you can't just calculate how much damage I'm going to do because you don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
If I just come in every round and I hit things with Eldritch Blast. It's pretty easy to calculate how much damage I'll do on average in an encounter.
Yeah.
But when you drop
My,
potions on people,
yeah.
you can't really calculate
Oh,
that.
don't worry. I don't know how. I didn't know how to calculate that at first either. I'm just like,
Oh,
how much damage does an ocean do?
a lot. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got
Were you
an
gonna say
extra sneak attack die this level.
Nice.
It's now 46.
46 sneak attack or just overall?
Sneak attack.
So you do 5d6 with your crossbow.
Yep.
There. Hobble, you back? All right. Be good to continue then, or are you still not back at your PC yet, Cube?
I gotta hit the restroom real quick.
Oh,
I'll be back.
No big deal. I am going to go ahead and throw back to the travel map, though.
Continue our trek towards Cyan.
Yeah. I mean, I do this to myself because I'm bad with names, but you know. It's no big deal.
When Grandma angry, she's Super Saiyan.
That's when we turn into a giant ape.
Yep, the polymorph. Super Saiyan 1, go.
The fact that you rolled a 1 and a 2 on advantage, though.
Yep.
What are the odds?
Yep.
It's like that's
Like I was expecting to have to do the stealth thing because it's the whole arcane trickster. I can make it invisible. But yeah.
Right. Well, isn't your sleight of hand the same as your spell attack? No, it'd be a little bit higher, wouldn't it?
It would be the same bonus.
It's still a 1 and a 2.
I mean, yeah, like it
Yeah.
is still a 1 and a 2, but you know.
Just not. Yeah.
Rabbit's over here with a passive insight of 8, a passive perception of 8.
Hit me, I do it back.
Alright.
Everyone has their usefulness,
Mm-hmm.
their strengths.
Mine's not seeing shit.
We
Dropping oceans on people.
good.
That was Doodle a wisdom score, so you're welcome.
We good to continue. So yeah. As the night ends, the party seems to be a resounding success as far as you guys can tell. I will say one thing because a couple of y'all said you wanted to keep updated on it. Edward has seemed to switch to night shift,
Hmm.
but that's about it. Just you all said keep you updated on him, and it's just like that's about the extent. Is he wants to do night shift now instead of day shift?
Since this
started
party
drinking tea.
since this party's been or the party started in the afternoon, did he still have that like hungover look while the sun was still out?
No, that seemed to have gone away after he was up for a little bit. It just, as far as you could tell, it just seemed to be the initial waking up from being dead thing.
Okay,
So,
all right,
yeah.
because you're like, you know, he looked like he was
He's not a
hungover,
vampire.
which
He's not a vampire.
just like suddenly drow. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to put a vampire in my game when we're doing a game about fighting a vampire as another module.
You got a vampire in my salt marsh. You got a salt marsh in my vampire.
But yeah, so the 5th day of your travel is quiet. Nothing seems to really come about it from it unless one of you guys has something you want to go out of your way to do on day number 5. Don't feel like you have to. You're
Is
allowed
it
to say
rude
no.
but true?
No, because I do want to get this out of the way. Would I wake up before Tyrion?
Heavy of a sleeper are people.
I mean, you grew up on a boat, so I don't think Tyrion would be a very light, heavy sleeper because of grew up on a boat. We've already been attacked multiple times in our slap. So yeah, I think you'd have to get up. Plus, Grandmama, you'd have to get up kind of early to get Tyrion to be like asleep enough. Ryba, no way. There's no way Tyrion is ever that asleep. But you, maybe a little earlier than normal. I'm assuming as a captain you would get up kind of early too. Especially with Grandmama cooking, so you can smell Grandmama cooking, and it's like, yep, gotta go. I need coffee, I need food, let's go.
So if I can manage it, what I would like
be
to
doable,
do
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, okay. What I would like to do then is go to wake Tyrion up for, the day for the shift. But then cast a minor illusion at the foot of their bed that looks like a dead Pims.
Well, that escalated real quick.
Well then.
An offer you can't refuse.
Okay.
Is that a
not
Pondo?
at all where I thought that was going.
Is that a Pondo? Excuse me, I have to hold this terrible, we keep PTSDing everybody on this damn ship with a Pondo.
Okay.
Excuse me for just a minute.
So,
Pondo!
Yeah. Okay, you can cast a minor illusion to look like, how do you make it so it doesn't just look like it's sleeping, is my question here.
Like, eyes open, 1,000-yard stare, on its back, rigor mortis. Yeah, like, just look,
Okay.
like, yep.
For
Even Ryba thinks
context,
this shit is dark.
Tongue lolling out, eyes just open.
for context, actual Pims is in that room as well at any given time.
Right,
Also,
but no,
on top
foot of the bed, so it's like the first thing they see when they wake up. And as I'm waking Tyrion up, also playing into it. Hey, Tyrion, it's time to wake up. Is Pims okay?
So this is a
Like,
minor
pointing
illusion,
towards-
right?
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
believe is an intelligence check to see through.
Okay, because
Correct me if I'm wrong.
this is Pims. I literally watched half the night my dumbass mini dragon being like, I'm gonna steal as much food as possible. Never mind the fact he could just go up to Grandmama and go, boots? Like
food.
little
Yeah.
hand, the little thing where cats stand up and like pat their hands or open his mouth or anything. No, he specifically went around and stole food from people because he's a shithead. So intelligence roll to see if I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not my animal, but sure,
I
fine.
believe it's an investigation check
Investigation,
to see through
okay.
the illusion. Correct me
Yep.
if I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yep, it's an investigation check.
against your
The
spell
DC would be 14.
Okay. This is gonna be the time that this dice is like, fuck you. Fuck you. I rolled a. It's a investigation.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck you. It said. That was a 7.
Pims is at the foot of your bed ain't looking too hot.
You stole that chicken from somebody.
So, what I'm looking for from Tyrion is like the look of worry and concern and like the starting to check out.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I see that happen, which I'm assuming happens immediately.
Let's see. Let me react. How Tyrion. How likely is Grandmama to let Tyrion have animal on deck?
he is member of crew. He fight in battle. He allowed.
Okay. Because like Tyrion is a seafaring dude. There's a possibility if you've had a lot of pets, they've probably been eaten by stuff before and murdered. And this is a pet that can be respawned.
It's also a pet that whenever it air quote dies, poofs. So the fact that it's not poofed.
I would give him about 10 minutes before his brain was like, fuck, what's happening? And go to like wake him up. And maybe if it's about 30 or 40 minutes, he's going to be like, wait a minute.
All right, well, minor illusion lasts a minute, so Merrick will just go back up to the deck and continue piloting the ship.
Yeah, he'll have a dumb moment then because it's going to be like, he's going to come up to breakfast just like, that shell-shocked, I don't know if I did something bad? What's happening?
I just wanted to put a prank on you for dunking me in cabbage water.
Yeah. So as you're looking at this dead Pims on the foot of your bed, you actually see the actual one hop up on Merrick's shoulder and just kind of look at Merrick.
I hate the both of you. You're stuck with him for now. Good luck, good Lord Godfrey, and whack off.
No, like Pims has like daggers in his eyes, essentially.
Like, what? I didn't do anything to you.
Hey, does a 22 hit?
You murdered my cat.
Hey, make a con save for me.
The goat. It's magical depression. Too
vampire
early.
Thing.
All right, so you
turned into a goat, not a mouse.
You're just looking at Pims, and you just sort of lock your eyes. You just feel his prick in the back of your neck from his tail. And
I feel a prick on my neck. That's right.
You take 5 damage from a sting from its tail.
I take 2 damage. Uncanny dodge.
It's still just locked eyes with you, just staring at you.
Your Callie in the background.
Does Merrick have depression?
No, that was its sting attack.
Okay.
It was going for the paralysis. No, the paralysis that lasts 8 hours if you fail.
Oh no.
So
halfway through breakfast, it was cabbage water. How is cabbage water and PTSD if you might have killed pet? How is that the same? I throw a spoon at Captain.
It was only going to be a minute long, so it would be a real short duration. I just wanted the initial shock value, but your reaction, you just didn't do anything, so...
It's called PTSD
no fun was had.
For a reason.
And he tried to sting me, so, we're even.
I still throw a spoon at Captain.
I'm
assuming he catches it, or it hits him in the temple or something, and I don't know.
It's a spoon, who cares? Like, what do you want to have happen here?
It's a 13, I don't think it hit anything. Just falls in his oatmeal, or
just
coffee.
Hits him in the chest and just bounces onto the table, just...
Continue eating with my hands, being mad. Don't care that Grandma Mom would be like, what the hell?
You're a cleric, you can't be a spoony bard.
I want to throw a whole bowl at you.
Well, you had your chance at the dunk tank last night. Now you can't dunk me anymore. That's the rules.
I mean, I am healer. I don't have to heal you all the time.
Wow.
Be over this and it's just rata into the rest of my whatever the hell I'm eating.
All right, how's the rest of y'all's mornings going? What was that? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. The 5th day of your travel is quiet, and at about mid-evening,
Lady 80.
you, Elena, you're up on the deck doing your work, and you see a string of islands, and you actually do recognize this string, and you know you're getting close. So you're fairly confident you can make it there before nightfall, assuming nothing gets in the way.
I think we will be home today, or I will be home today. You all are sort of like my family. It is like a homecoming for you too.
First, a PTSD prank on my pet, and now I don't belong to family anymore. I hate today. Does anyone have reset button? And I storm downstairs.
I meant everyone except for you. Of course, you. Silly Sal.
Sal has been dead pet is super effective.
I don't understand PTSD. Samuel dies all the fucking time. So does this thing occasionally.
Have you re-summoned him yet, actually, come to think of it?
No.
Okay.
You're gonna get an ear
I know he's going to be mad. I don't want to deal with it.
Hear it across the whole damn boat.
Fat enough. Fat enough.
First of all, fuck you! What do you want this time, you prick?
Yeah. At this point, Yelena, go ahead and give me a Navigator's Tools check with advantage. Because you're in seas you are fairly familiar with.
I'm trying to figure out how to actually roll this.
Survival.
If you're proficient with
I'm not proficient in survival.
Are you proficient with anything wisdom based?
Insight.
Same roll or same modifier in this case. So it's a waste of a 19.
219.
I have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You only
It's
need
fun
one of
to
those.
be a god stuck in my head. I don't know
Yeah.
why I
You're
suddenly have El Dorado stuck in my head,
Able
but
to
I do.
guide the ship back into through a couple of rough areas that you only really would know about if you were from the area. Like one of them is a deceptively high sandbank that a lot of ships get stuck on that aren't from the area, that don't know it's there. It's like, oh no, it can make it. Most people can't make it. You do have to take a second and realize that this boat's a little bit longer, or I guess it rides a little bit lower in the water than the ones you're used to through here. So you do have to kind of watch out for a couple of things that aren't typically hazards for the old families kind of boats. Yeah, about another hour after you see the island or get near the islands, you manage to see a small little encampment off the side of one of the islands that you recognize as home, that everyone else just recognizes as less small port town that makes Saltmarsh look like a metropolitan area. So it is small. It has like a handful of docks, and it has a much different style. It has a signal, like an actual smoke signal fire they keep near the docks for communicating with the ships to a degree. So
cool.
So yeah, Yelena, knowing how this works, goes down below decks, grabs a torch, and starts communicating. You know, there isn't like a large brazier on your ship, but you may do. And, after a couple minutes, Yelena says you all have permission to dock, and you all bring it in, and well, Yelena, you're home. And Tyrion, you're also kind of home.
Kind of home?
Well, I mean, you know, you haven't spent as much time here, but you've spent some. So you're also, you know, it's like the port. It's more of a smaller port town. I don't actually have a map for it because the one I had, the file actually got corrupted on me for some reason.
No, we live on a corrupted island.
And I don't know why, and I didn't have time to fix it. So
Gary Oldman is haunted. Cox axe.
Haunted by what things now?
The
yeah.
world may never know.
Okay.
He's haunted by a tailbone? A coccyx?
So, what you guys see from the dock is it's a different style of dock than you used to, and also you look back and there's this large brazier near where the dock meets the land that seems to be used for this smoke signal communication. you look past it, and there's like a smaller village, mostly thatch roofs. One of them also does appear to have a figurehead of an old boat that appears to be almost like a sea serpent, kind of sticking up out of one side, near above where the door is, and there's several round shields on the side of that building as well, and lot of the orcish, half orcish demographic running around, as well as some dwarf, not nearly as much, but there is a couple you can see from the docks. Well, if there's any details you'd like to add, Jills, feel free. You know, it's your homeland. Don't feel like you have to, but if there's anything you want that I didn't mention.
Is it like Viking-esque aesthetics? That's what
Very
I got from what you were
Viking-y,
saying.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Viking-y.
It's very Viking-y.
Vikini.
I was trying to go for it's Viking-y without just saying it's Viking-y.
Not Vicodin, but
Okay.
Viking-y.
Well, you
I
got there.
feel-
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I like, so Grandma is old, but is occasionally strangely childlike, right? And like on docking the boat, Elena skips up to Tyrion. Old Grandma, definitely skipping though, and says, "It's been a long time. Are you ready to go home?"
Sorry, Hobble had an immense version of no.
you ready to go home?
I mean-
Nope.
If and I'm like, did
That was
you have bad experience last time I brought you here?
Grandmama is talking to herself because Hobble said that. Hobble had an immense
Oh.
moment of no, and then my brain was like, where are we at? That's what my
Got
brain
it.
said. Where are my notes?
Fuck off, you ruby slippers.
Take deep breath. Oh, I miss home. Wonder how long it'll take Mama and Papa to realize we're here. Said Grandmama. Oh, jeez, this is gonna be trouble.
I already know we're here.
Thank you. You are very fun and very cute when you get like this. Oh, I wonder if Kapoikan shop is still there, if they make those nice little muffins. Chocolate muffins. Where are we going first? Where? Where do we go first?
Well, let us see what family has to say. Has been a long time. I haven't sent letter in about a year, so
Oh, Mom's going to be mad. Mom's going to be
You
very
know
mad.
I want to give a quick shout out to myself for taking notes but not being able to read them. So, because I was in a hurry. So, guess who's winging this?
All right, Dr. Steak. Got it.
Right.
Right. Wow.
Fantasy name generator, help, please. All right. So, yeah. You guys.
No, we learned to use IKEA names.
That doesn't really work for orcs, though, does it?
Yeah, it does. Especially for
It's more-
Viking-y.
Actually, that's unfair.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just being an idiot.
Funthorpe.
And here,
I mean, what?
come, let's go meet Skarsgård.
Hello, my name is Slack.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys are talking, you you see
have
a
you met
couple of
Brimness?
you see a couple of
Here's our wizard, Expedit.
you see a couple orcs and an orc and a half orc coming up the dock to essentially, you know, make the acquaintance of the captains of ship and make sure everything's in right order. You see them initially be like all this fine and proper, and they like almost looks like they're, you know, kind of on guard, and then Yelena, you poke your head over the banister and all of that just immediately drops, and you're like, Yelena. They are
Hello.
yeah. Well, they would be a couple of well, when you left, it would have been like the up and comers on the council kind of thing, but at
Okay.
this point, they're probably in some sort of actual position. So So,
Uh,
yeah, they,
I want to sort of like clamber over before like the gangplank is fully deployed, right? And go and heartily greet them with slaps on the shoulders and back, right? And just it has been a long time since I have seen you in Orcish and
It's
just
been a while.
yeah. I would like you to meet crew and my captain, and I have a few questions for some members of the clan and family, but that can wait until we have all settled in and until later. How are you? You have grown much since I have left. I say, looking up at the not half dwarves in front of me.
Yeah. Hi, you've been gone.
Jump up to pat the shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, this gets real awkward real quick.
It's been good. It's been good. Seas have been kind as of late, and I have a Google Doc for this because I couldn't read my handwriting last time I looked.
I so thought he just blurted that out loud.
No, I was like,
I've got Google Doc now.
Notes, and then I remembered I took all of my notes online for this, so I could read
Sail,
them.
Sail, come down and see the Calyx and Scunthorpe.
Scunthorpe. Oh no.
Scunthorpe. All right, that is an appropriate quote.
Yep. How long was it been since the last time we were here? Because, well, we've probably grown a bit too. I don't know.
From what I remember when you guys said you were talking, you would have left here to go. You would have left like your home dwarvish family at probably late teens to come here and then do ocean stuff, and it's probably been
ocean stuff.
10-ish years, I think, is what we said. Something around there. I don't remember exacts, but
okay. So it's long enough that I've gotten bigger.
Yeah, it's not been a small amount of time.
We're all bigger in this group.
Yeah. So. But yeah, they you come down and the one's like, Tyrion, wow, you've actually grown into the Dharma. Actually looks like you've grown out of the Dharma already. Jeez.
Oh, right. Scunthorpe, I could see how that could be censored.
Oh, sorry.
That was nothing you did. It's a well-known programming thing, like with building filter lists.
Okay.
There is a swear word in the middle of Scunthorpe, I guess towards the beginning.
Yeah.
I've seen a Tom Scott video.
Yep.
But yeah, Tyrion, how was your you were always the one that was into the Earth Dragon more so stuff, right?
Very much into Earth Dragon, and he has blessed me well, for I am back. And I have nice armor, and all sorts of things, and me and Grandmama are not dead. So,
and even Tiny Dragon. Have you seen Tiny Dragon? He's purple and yellow and very cute.
I have not seen the Tiny Dragon.
Do either one of them have anything food related in their hand?
No, one of them seems to be there as muscle, and the other one seems to be there as a bookkeeper.
Damn, so nobody's on break. Got it. It's gonna be like he's just gonna steal that. I pull one of Grandmama's calm cookies.
I don't need those anymore.
You know what? I'm just gonna feed Pims a weed cookie. I pull out a weed cookie and I kind of wave it so that he peeks his head out of the hood and sniffs it and then eats it.
He comes up and just takes just eats it all in one bite. And this cookie is too big for this small dragon to eat one bite, but it doesn't care. It eats it all in one bite.
So he's got chipmunk cheeks, and he's like,
yeah,
and then hides back down again.
Yeah, that kind of looks at everyone, and just goes back into the hood, and they're like, oh,
is cute. Not Cell. Cell is cute too, but I mean Dragon.
Wow, Grandmama, what the hell? Rude.
Regardless, as much as I am enjoying the reunion, I do. You know how the council gets when the books aren't kept. So
I understand.
let me
please,
address sort of quick.
I would Captain, my Captain Merrick Bilgewater, please meet Kellex and Scunthorpe. I do not know what your positions are now. It has been a decade.
We just call him Skunky.
Just call him S.
I remember your name used to be Skunky because of cabbage water.
I clap him. Wrap my arm around Tyrion's head and like clap it over his mouth and say, "Shush." And
I just because of the height difference, I just feel like she just sticks her hand backwards and managed to hit me right over the mouth. Shh. That grandma sense kicks in and just shh.
What a scum.
Yeah. Anyway, Calax, which would be the one with the book at this point, it's like, I'm actually up to second in the bookkeepers. Turns out we actually finally got through to the old god of the council, and they realized that the bookkeeping not complete waste of time.
We got funding, yeah.
Yeah. You know how they were. They always thought, we have what we have, we don't have what we don't have, it'll all work out. And then I'm just like, yes, but it can work out much better if we actually track this stuff. And they're like, it doesn't seem worth it. And then another ship came through the area, that one that actually bought it, and it was a whole thing.
you always were very, very much a brainy one, Kellex. I do not have such aptitude for books and nerd shit. I find it very I've switched to common at this point. Also, when I introduced the captain.
Yeah.
But nerd shit has become an orcish curse that I use in orcish, right?
Lord.
you always were into that switches to orcish nerd shit, and I see that it has served you well. Congratulations.
It has. And motioning to his friend, and he's gotten his own hunting party at this point from when the ships are out.
What do you hunt, squirrels?
You just see him like reach onto his bag and pull out like a full bear paw.
That's so cool.
I am so proud of both of you, and I pat them on their cheeks, right? Yeah.
And Calax is just anyway. And you kind of he pulls you aside, Merrick, and you take care of. While they have paperwork, it's very, very simplistic. It's like, who are you? Why are you here? How long are you here? Do you intend to buy or sell anything? It's much simpler than anything you're used to. It's just essentially, are you here to cause trouble? Yes or no? Is basically what it is.
I appreciate the expediency of this bookkeeping. I really do.
Sounds like that time Leah was explaining the difference between American and Canadian paperwork.
Yeah. It's this.
Oh, death certificates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So that probably takes you just a couple of minutes to get sorted out. It's like, well, that's all I actually needed from you. So I'll let you get back to whatever it is you were going to do. They kind of come back over to Yelena. It's like, so what actually brings you here? Your captain mentioned you needed to come back for something.
Well, it is interesting problem. You see, you know how I used to tend to get very angry, very upset. Had the whole lightning control thing on ships could stand in prow of boat as we sailed past another ship and shock a man who stands across the way because I was very, very angry. You see, there was an encounter with a minotaur who made he stole a little bit of my soul, I think.
He made
or
soul
something.
in the kitchen. It was very not fun.
There was a this it felt like I got punched directly in the center of chest and had wind knocked out. You understand? And then the Minotaur had gem had small gem with my rage inside, and I lost my, in Orcish, mojo.
Just kind of nodded along.
I need to seek wisdom of elders.
Well,
Village elders.
I believe, and he says the Orcish word for spirit leader.
Okay.
They are currently out on the fishing boat doing the passage rites with the next group of coming of ages. So.
So sweet. They were probably very small babies when last time I saw them. I can't wait until they come back and I get to see all the little childrens. Well, the young people. No more babies.
Yeah,
But before babies.
You always were one of those nice ones to have around. Always so full of words. They are not due back for a couple of days as of yet, though, as I understand. You know how that trial takes. It takes it's the whole go out, go into the storm, fight for what you believe. You were there.
I have done this, yes.
So
well, then we
you're
shall
more than
be here
welcome.
to greet them when they return.
Yeah. You are more than welcome.
Kids come in, kids go out. Can't explain that.
Gross.
But anyway, please, and kind of looks to the rest of the group. Feel free. Any crew of Yelena's family here, as far as we're concerned. So, please, feel free to make yourself at home.
Thank you.
So, you spend, unless there's any particular thing you want to go track down here, you spend however long you like reconnecting with various family members and tribe members and a couple people you don't know that have seemed to almost, for lack of a better term, married in at this point.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't know how long you want to spend going through this. So
that's fine. We get the gist. I don't want to
big family
monopolize everyone. So big family to do.
Yeah.
Many hugs, much slapping of shoulders. Very orc. There might be some chest bumping, some grunting. It's a whole thing.
This is getting awkward.
Not in a weird way, just
getting awkward.
It's fine. It's only awkward for you because only quarter orc. If was more orc, it would be less awkward.
What?
Cube, why did you whisper me a bookshelf?
For a name.
It's Bill. It's not even like a weird one from IKEA. It's just Billy.
That's what makes it good.
Hey, that's my desk. I'm currently on that desk. I like Billy. Billy is a good person. He's a good desk maker.
I will also say one person that you all run into that everyone immediately runs into is the common translation for Uncle Greg.
Uh-huh.
Uncle Greg!
Hobble, would you like to put in the words the one note you gave me about family and Uncle Greg?
I don't remember.
All right, well, let's see how quickly you remember. So,
Something about being fat and full.
No,
that was what you mentioned on the boat about Uncle Greg.
Yeah, Merrick, you actually run into this guy first, and he's like, he makes Yelena look young. Like, he's that old. So he just kind of walks over to you very slowly, just kind of looks at you, looks you up and down, kind of stares for a second.
Has to do the side look because he can't straighten his back all the way. Kind of like,
yeah, yeah, just kind of.
Can I help you?
You're new here.
What gave that away?
Is that rhetorical? Do you want me to answer that?
It was rhetorical.
Hi, Uncle Greg. I say it really loud, and I slowly wait for him to turn around.
Yeah, he slowly turns around, looks over at you. Tyrion. spends 2 minutes walking over to you from Merrick. Just across. Kind of looks you up and down. You have new armor.
Yes, I have new armor, and I have family axe, and I have new shield, and
You should shine it more.
yeah, I should. But on the high seas, sometimes you don't have time for that.
Don't do that to your back. Lean up. Put your shoulders back.
I involuntarily suck in my stomach. I know he can't see it underneath the armor, but kind of.
Yeah.
How are you, Uncle Greg?
I'm 107. How do you think?
You seemed okay to meet my captain and sass him.
Looks back towards Merrick very slowly. He's a captain?
I know he's skinny, but Grandmama has been feeding him. He's very robust. He's sneaky, like cousin Petru.
Looks like any wave would knock him down. What's next? You're gonna tell me that the robed one's your first mate?
Actually, yeah. And I mean,
And in all fairness, if it's a wave from Raiba, that one, the skinny one, the stick in robes, it will knock you down. It will knock whole boat
He's
down.
been talking to a fish for 45 minutes.
That's fine. It's his patron saint. He's very scary, Mr. Bubbles.
He worships a fish?
Yes.
He worships that fish?
Yes.
Why?
how long did they leave this guy in the water?
I'm trying not to laugh in front of my uncle.
Just because I'm 107 does not mean I can't hear you.
What?
I'd cast Detect Thoughts, but I think we were getting the same thing.
I inch back just a little bit to be outside of his cane range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Grandmama, come meet Uncle Greg. Uncle Greg is here. He has found us. How? I don't know, but he's found us.
He found me.
He
I don't know how, but they found me.
he found Captain
Run for it,
first.
Marty!
He found Captain first, Captain. Yeah, so he's already met Captain and Raiba.
He's a very observant one. He immediately noticed how out of place we were. Sharp eyes on Uncle Greg.
Is Uncle Greg my uncle or my brother? I can't remember.
If he's 107, I think he'd be your
Runkle Greg.
It was,
Runkle!
we never got into that much detail. The only
Oh,
thing
that's a
Hobble-
weird tree.
The only thing that
That's a
Hobble
weird
gave
tree.
me was that he is a jerk, but put Hobble-y. So,
Okay, so
Grunkle could just be great uncle.
yeah. He's got a couple of options. Take your pick.
So I walk up and look
With
up at him.
with how bent over he is, you guys are actually about eye level because, yeah. So, he's just like,
Uncle Greg,
Yelena,
how are you?
sorry, cat screaming.
You
Just
look
Wildcat
older.
jumps on his back.
So do you.
When was the last time you ate, Uncle Greg?
Just gotta see him think for a second. When was lunch? What did we do? Oh, you know what? I want a snack. And you just see him start to walk off slowly.
Yeah, that's Uncle Greg. Now we got to worry about this cousin. What was the name of that cousin I called him?
Was much nicer in interaction with Uncle Greg than usual.
Yeah, you weren't here for the first half of it. We've only got the weird cousin to worry about now. Everybody else in family is generally fine. I think. I don't really remember.
Family things, family stuff is weird and is strange and is this and is that. But there are warm beds. There is food that will stick to your ribs, and it'll be fine.
Do we
we
want
just
to go get food first? I understand. That's how we warded off Uncle Greg. But do we actually want to go get food and figure out where we put the crew? Do we let them run
And
free?
actually, if we want to rewind, if I knew it was going to, like, before we left the boat, if I knew it was going to be a couple of days before the family reunion was going to occur in full,
Mhm.
I'd want to arrange to give the crew their bonuses to use around town.
I will say, there's not really a town. It's like
kind of extended
it's
family.
like just this family in this area, and they seem to be more or less self-sufficient.
Oh,
They're oversized hobbits.
Yeah. So they're like, there isn't like a town with a market. It's just this little village of like 2 or 3 buildings, not counting like the houses for people and the dockyard and all that.
Our market is the town port.
well, I'm just imagining like the orcs from The Lord of the Rings, but living in the Shire, like, having a fun time
Having a fun time.
with their
Also,
little orchid
I'll,
holes.
I'll be completely honest, to pull the screen back a little bit, the couple of days was the excuse to leave Yelena.
Oh,
Yeah, like that was the intention there.
well, no, I mean,
After you have seen I assume that things are going to be
No, Jeff.
a bit fraught here, as there will be things that I have to do to get proper spiritual orc anger mojo adjustment situation. Perhaps you would like to. I remember there's something not too far away that you had for quest. No?
right, the skeletons? Was that the thing that was the red circle that's on our map?
Yes, the thing, something about undead and where they wanted to make a trade route.
Could investigate this while I get my my no rage problem seen to.
All right. I mean, if you're okay with us going out during that time, you know, didn't know if you needed moral support or not. I'm not that kind of person.
I will be fine. There are many of my family here. We can they will take good care of me. This is not a dangerous place. Mostly only the wild animals and the anyway. It's not dangerous. They're good people as you see. But enjoy
except for
dinner.
that Greg front.
Yeah, but after a while, he will get used to you, and then he'll be just as sour, but more familiar, and less likely
You just
to...
hear him complaining over at the cooking area about them not using enough spices and then using too much.
Right. Yes.
The person at the stall is very used to him.
That's going to improve, I'm sure. Yeah. No. If you think you'll be all right here, we can go investigate what's going on nearby, and I guess we'll just check back in whenever we're done with what we're doing. Or is there a specific time you wanted us to give you?
Right, but have you learned any of that creepy far-speaking magic? Scrying or
Yes, I know a little.
is this sort of thing that spirit leader could do far speaking and let you know when to check back in? Otherwise, like, come back in couple weeks, or I can it would be longer, but if you think checking out skeleton thing will be bust and will be short, I could go back to Saltmarsh with trade boat, but it would be a long time before I would make it back.
So, Right, but do you have any way to communicate either with Elena or someone else in the village?
Yep. I'm actually going to use sending right then and there to contact Elena, who's like 10 feet away from me.
So it's
is
like
a
you're
bad
on the
message.
phone with someone in the same room.
Pretty much. You can reply to this message.
Actually,
It's just
sending only
it's the fucking movie phone guy.
Yeah.
That's what the voice is.
Sending only gets 25 words, so
Right, but
Yeah.
how far?
I
Wherever.
believe as
Forever.
long as you're on the same plane, yeah.
As long as you keep it within
Even if you're
25
on
words.
opposite planes, you only have a 5% chance that it doesn't go through. So one on a d20. So
Okay.
it works across planes. We can talk to pretty much anybody.
Creature.
So
across any
if Ryba
distance.
will
Yeah,
will
there's-
check in once a week on Sunday until I am ready to go home or to come back on boat. I am home. Home is a lovely place, except for Uncle Craig. No one likes Uncle Craig.
Right.
I said not too much salt, and then you put too much salt. Come
He
on.
certainly doesn't need any more salt. He is pure salt. He does not need any more. Please stop giving it to him.
I wish I knew sleep.
Why do you think we are the main producer?
That's too much.
Well, now there's not enough. Now there's not enough pepper. What are you?
Now I'm sleepy.
If he keeps this up, he will do that on his own, Ryba.
Oh man, I could totally do Tasha's hideous laughter.
Lort.
Doesn't that basically asphyxiate people?
It makes
No.
them
No, it
prone.
doesn't do damage.
Oh,
He just
I'm
goes
thinking
prone,
of
laughing
just, like, coughing and
uncontrollably.
sneezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might break a hip going down, but I mean,
I mean,
He's
He is
that
old.
old, he will survive and haunt us all. He is worse
He
Okay.
than
just has a
cockroach.
natural resistance on it.
Yup.
Right, so we'll have Ryba check in periodically. Maybe not like, if we're busy on a Sunday, like if we're in the middle of fighting some
of course,
crazy
I
tentacle monster or some shit, maybe
Exactly.
not.
Mhm.
Maybe not right on a Sunday, but yeah, well, about once a weekish. You know how things are out there. If we've got some ghost fog shit going on,
ghost fog, ghost.
he might need to
fog.
break the boat instead of, sending the message that day.
This is fine.
I will also say, just cause sending's also a cleric spell.
No.
I knew I had something like that. I knew I was not
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
sending
probably a
is
ritual too, isn't it?
Nope, but they're prep
Oh,
casters,
okay.
so
Oh,
they
okay.
definitely have a little bit more versatility. Also, they just have more spell slots to cast it with.
Where did this fucking sending go? I knew
That's true.
something had disappeared.
I still like to imagine Ryba just cast sending when someone's 2 feet away.
Oh yeah, it's funny as hell.
It's like, oh, I
So
communicate.
they're just hearing it double.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, I communicate telepathically. So you say like texting someone in the same room, but it's text to speech because you say it out loud too.
Oh, God.
Hey, did you see the text I just sent you?
Hey, did you see the text I just sent you?
Should not be that good at that.
Well, I need to hook it up so I can use the text to speech now for all the sending spells.
That's amazing.
I'm sorry, I
no,
didn't hear
what-
that.
What you should do is like spend 10 bits or whatever in Hobble's channel so that the text to speech lady on stream reads it, so it's completely unintelligible.
There we go.
It's the thick Russian accent lady.
Especially if you put it in caps. She don't know what to do with caps.
So, just a quick point of clarity for my end, Hobble. You said Tyrion was going to stay with the party. Just to clarify, I just want to make sure I understand that right.
Because isn't the plan for the month of April we're gonna
Just like-
be doing
yeah, let it be all
charity
stuff.
streams instead?
I don't know. I thought about doing it that way. Then I thought about like I said, doing it the way that Critical Role did it with with Pike. Of someone just kind of gets a free summon your cleric, and she sticks around for a little bit of time, and then something happens in the there's an interruption in your transmission, and then suddenly she's gone for that time period.
Well, I mean, either way, it doesn't really, I don't care either way. It's just I would want to know. It's like, is Tyrion going to go with Grandmama or stay with the party? Just for the foreseeable future.
I would probably go with Grandmama and just be an apparition or something. But
How will you be apparition? I don't understand how this works.
Only dead people can be ghosts.
Not with that
need you for
attitude.
healing. They need you for healing. If they get in scary fight and they have no one to heal them, they will all die.
I've seen this in a play called Celestial Battles. Once they die, they can then appear as like a blue apparition. Wherever they need
That's
to.
where you were going with that. Okay. It took me a second.
I don't want Sal. I don't want you to turn into ghost. I want you to stay alive and go on adventures with your actual body.
That is what would happen. I would just go with you, and when they needed me, they shake, like, they give them little glow stick. They shake stone and they crack it, and then, whoof, I'm there until something happens.
Do you have magic item for this? Did you ask Earth Dragon to help you with this?
Not
I am
yet.
confused.
We have not discussed this part just yet.
All right. Well, we will have to. I suppose you must stay overnight while we pray to Earth Dragon and decide.
Is that another IKEA name?
Yes.
Udmyok.
I might have just a giant list of IKEA names.
Oh god.
Awesome. It's called a catalog.
Yeah, whatever. It's just the name.
That's the name of my mother. How dare you call her out? It's Miss Catalog to you.
Here's my favorite one.
Not outside the bedroom.
Oh boy.
Thor.
Alright. So regardless, so we'll figure out what Tyrion's doing.
Cat is
I
yelling
guess
outside the door.
later.
Oh, shut up.
Either way, I feel like given my stupid early morning, I know it's not much early,
It is
but
good night time.
Early
or-
is still
or
early.
make it-
I need to try to brute force myself to sleep.
Okay.
Dear God. We're going to do the outro real quick because some people have to actually go to sleep. This is Jeff. He's the one that was singing because
Hey, don't listen to that. It's terrible.
I missed the joke
you'll
as to
hurt
why
your
he started
ears.
singing.
Eat yourself. What's that?
I missed the joke as to why you started singing. I don't know. This is Jill.
Oh, I was singing Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay. This is Jill's. She is wearing a Getting Jacked shirt, and the cat was around here somewhere.
Lumberjack.
He's getting lumberjacked. The cat, I don't know. She is Grandmama. There is Spear Quest and things. This is Cube. He actually, for once, did not get pounced by Korgolofs. Don't know why. Hope they're fine. They come now because yatata. And then this is Steak. He is our DM. He puts up with lots of shit. Lots and lots and lots and lots of shit.
I do.
Uh,
I have had 2 oceans dropped on 2 different encounters.
You're welcome.
It's great. So great. We have been Blunders and Brigands, and now our captain is our DM is starting to look a little high. As he does. He's high Marvin the Martian. Anyways, good night. Sleep tight. Make sure you do the follow button. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.